On the morning of May 8th, 2025, Westminster Abbey stood as a solemn testament to 8 decades of remembrance. Inside its ancient walls, the nation's senior figures gathered in formal procession to mark the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day. Against the historic backdrop of Gothic arches and stained glass windows, the service of thanksgiving commenced with both reverence and reflection, uniting royalty, political leaders, veterans, and citizens in a shared act of commemoration. At the heart of the ceremony, the Princess of Wales offered a deeply personal tribute. Arriving alongside her husband, Prince William, she embodied a measured grace, her presence both stately and intimate. Attuned to the attentions of the press, particularly in the aftermath of Prince Harry's recent public appeals for reconciliation, Kate's composed demeanour underscored her commitment to duty over distraction. Her attire, a black and white polka dot dress by Alessandra Rich paired with a Juliet Botterill fascinator, conveyed both solemnity and stylish restraint. Yet it was the earrings she wore that captured the fullest measure of her sentiment, a pair once belonging to her late mother-in-law, Diana, Princess of Wales. These earrings trace their provenance to 1981, when Collingwood, the Spencer family's favoured jeweller, presented them to Diana ahead of her marriage to then Prince Charles. Over the years, they became emblematic of Diana's elegant diplomacy. Worn on royal tours to Australia, Canada, and Italy, they shimmered against the backdrop of global goodwill. In 1985, Diana paired them with the Lover's Knot tiara and a lacy white gown at a gala in Washington, D.C., a visual statement of unity between the United Kingdom and its American ally. Nearly a decade later, she donned them with her now legendary revenge dress at the Serpentine Gallery's Vanity Fair after-party, melding formidable style with personal resilience. By choosing these earrings on VE Day, the Princess of Wales wove together threads of family history and national sacrifice, underscoring a legacy of remembrance that transcends generations. The ceremony itself unfolded with exacting formality. At precisely noon, the Abbey fell silent for 2 minutes, a collective pause to honour those who laid down their lives for freedom. 10-year-old Alexander Churchill, a direct descendant of wartime Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill, then approached the high altar to light the candle of peace. As young congregants distributed white roses to surviving veterans, their gestures bridged the wartime generation and the present day, a poignant reminder of continuity. A wreath laid by the Prince and Princess of Wales bore the inscription, "For those who made the ultimate sacrifice during the Second World War, we will remember them." King Charles III's tribute echoed this vow: "We will never forget." Royal engagement extended beyond the Abbey's nave. Earlier in the week, the King and Queen joined the Princess of Wales, Prince William, and their 3 children, Princess Charlotte, Prince George, and Prince Louis, at a dedicated memorial in London. On that occasion, Kate reappeared in a berry-hued Amelia Whitstead coat dress, complemented by a Sean Barrett pillbox hat and a RAF wing brooch honouring her grandfather's service as a fighter pilot. Her repeated use of meaningful heirlooms and regimental symbols spoke to a modern monarchy that balances public duty with private homage. The senior royals present at Westminster Abbey included King Charles III, Queen Camilla, Prince Edward, and his wife Sophie. The Princess Royal accompanied by Vice Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence and the Dukes of Gloucester, Kent, and Edinburgh. Each bore the appropriate decorations, William in RAF No. 1 uniform with a cluster of Jubilee and coronation medals, Charles in Naval Uniform No. 1 mirroring his father's attire in 1945, and Camilla in a sapphire blue ensemble bearing her father's 12th Royal Lancers brooch. Princess Anne, serving in the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry, wore her Volunteer Corps uniform. The deliberate choice of each uniform and insignia reinforced the day's themes of continuity and service. Outside the Abbey, the Mall transformed into a tapestry of flags and fervent spectators. Caroline Tomlinson, a 59-year-old from Doncaster, recounted camping overnight to secure a vantage point, touring parallels between the jubilation of 1945 and today's sober celebrations. Michael Byrne, clad head to toe in Union Jack regalia procured for the 2012 Olympics, reflected on Britain's 80 years of peace amid contemporary global tensions. Among the veterans, 101-year-old Bernard Morgan held particular prominence. The youngest RAF sergeant to land on D-Day, he shared animated conversation with Princess Charlotte, symbolising the living link between past and present. Within Whitehall, the Cenotaph, Britain's foremost war memorial, was solemnly draped in Union flags, a sight unseen since its unveiling by King George V in 1920. Thousands gathered under grey skies to witness NATO representatives and 1,300 service personnel process past. Actor Timothy Spall's reading of Churchill's 1945 victory speech reverberated through the square, the Prime Minister and former premiers observing in respectful silence. Their attendance, juxtaposed with the absence of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, now 5 years estranged from senior royal duties, underscored shifting dynamics within the monarchy. Beyond ceremony, the historical context of VE Day resonates still. On May 8, 1945, church bells rang across the United Kingdom as news of Hitler's defeat swept through towns and villages. Citizens fobbed to Buckingham Palace, calling for King George VI, while abroad, Allied forces began redirecting their efforts to the Pacific Theatre. Today's commemorations recall both the jubilation of that original moment and the sobering reality that conflict persisted until Japan's surrender on August 15th, 1945. In reflecting on the day's events, a palisade emphasised continuity of purpose. The King, Queen and other members of the royal family are much looking forward to the week's VE Day events, when they will unite with the rest of the nation and those across the Commonwealth and wider world in celebrating, commemorating and giving thanks to the wartime generation whose selfless devotion, duty and service should stand as an enduring example to us all and must never be forgotten. This appeal to collective memory found tangible expression in the Abbey's rituals. The 2-minute silence, the lighting of the candle, the floral tributes. Each element melded individual remembrance with national identity, renewing a pact between past sacrifice and present responsibility. The Princess of Wales's deliberate invocation of her mother-in-law's legacy, through heirloom earrings and understated elegance, served as a focal point for this pact, bridging personal grief and public resolve. As dignitaries departed Westminster Abbey, their procession evoked the continuity of monarchy and the passage of time. Prince William and the Princess of Wales walked side by side, their steps echoing those of their predecessors in uniform. Behind them followed the King, Queen and other senior royals, their insignia glinting against the soft London light. Outside, the public dispersed along the mall, veterans in their 90s returning home with quiet pride, and younger spectators carrying forward the memory of VE Day into a new era. In an age of rapid change and geopolitical uncertainty, the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day reaffirmed enduring truths: that freedom demands sacrifice, that memory sustains national cohesion, and that personal gestures, like the princess's earrings, can illuminate broader histories. For a monarchy navigating both tradition and modernity, the day's events articulated a clear message. Remembrance is not mere ritual, but a living bond between past, present and future. As the Abbey's doors closed and the last notes of the national anthem faded, Britain once more pledged, with solemn conviction, we will remember then.